Sports, as we know, has always been a big part of human culture, with many originating from the time of Stone Age. They are then handed down to us today, in their modern incarnations. We're lucky enough to live in a time when a lot of us have free time, which means we're constantly inventing and reinventing sports, so it's no surprise that the world of athletic competition sometimes takes a walk on the weird side of things. Today we will be looking at 10 of the most strangest sports from across the globe. Number 10. Wife running, Finland. If you thought the Finns were progressive and all about gender equality, think again. This is a country that invented the sport of wife running. The sport is basically an annual competition, where husbands run an obstacle course while carrying their wives on their backs. The winner supposedly receives his wife's weight, in the form of their chosen beer. The most famous competition is situated in Saankärvi, Finland, where the sport was invented. There are different carrying styles, including piggybacking, fireman's carry, and the Estonian style, where the woman hangs upside down, with her legs around the man's shoulders. The sport has spread to other parts of the world, including the US and Australia. Sounds like a great way to spend some quality time. Number 9. Sepak Takraw, Malaysia. This sport is very popular in both Malaysia and Thailand. Fans from both countries gather in their masses to enjoy a small glimpse of the action. The sport was first played in the 15th century, and it has been adopted as the official sport of the monarchies of these two Southeast Asian countries. The name literally means kickball, using the Malay word for kick and the Thai word for ball. It's less like the soccer we know, and more similar to volleyball. There are two teams, each composed of 3 players, and they square off with each other from opposite sides of the court, divided by a net, and then try to keep the ball afloat. The catch? You are not allowed to use your hands. Players are only allowed to hit the ball with their feet. Number 8. Bakhshi, Afghanistan. While this game is played across the most parts of Central Asia, it's the national sport of Afghanistan. The name literally means goat bashing in the Turkish language. The game involves 2 teams, and the players of each team will ride their horse in the attempt of dragging a goat carcass towards a goal. In the past, a single game could last several days, but today's matches are limited to few hours. Riders typically wear heavy clothing and operate on an honor system, where they're expected not to intentionally dismount other players or whip their competitors. In Afghanistan, the game was banned under the Taliban rule, but is now being played again. Matches typically occur on Fridays, and draw thousands of fans, with the most popular riders being sponsored by wealthy Afghanis. The sport is regulated by the Afghan Olympic Federation. Number 7. Chessboxing. You can already imagine what this may be, a hybrid of knocking out people and checkmating opponents. The battle consists of 11 rounds, in which competitors alternate between playing traditional chess and boxing. Things can get really competitive on both ends of the sport. Chessboxing was invented by a French comic book artist, who was known to most people as Enki Bilal, and it was then later adapted by a Dutch performance artist, and has subsequently grown into a competitive sport. Chessboxing is particularly popular in Germany, the United Kingdom, India, and Russia. Number 6. Baseball, Spain. Baseball is a truly international kind of sport. It was created by the people of Belgium. However, it was first officially played in Spain, and then incorporated soccer, volleyball, gymnastics, and other sports into the game as we know it now. The court consists of 2 trampolines on either side of the net, surrounded by an inflatable surface. One person from each team occupies the trampoline on their side of the net. One of the player is the attacker, and they serve the ball. The opposing team must try their best to return the ball back over the net with no more than 5 touches. Not only is it fun to play, but it also looks amazing, with competitors performing aerial acrobatics as they bounce around the court. Number 5. Hornessen, Switzerland. The Swiss are known for a few things, But one thing they're generally not known for, is inventing the hornison. The game involves a puck, also known as the hornet, which is tossed into the air by the striker. The striker has to hit the puck very accurately, and as hard as he could, with a long whip, so it could be launched as far as possible. The players on the opposing team then try to knock the puck out of the air with their shindles. The teams consist of 18 players, and the game is played in 4 quarters. Although the game is an old sport, the first recorded case was played by 2 men in 1625 on a Sunday. It's only starting to gain recognition outside of Switzerland, with an international association founded in 2012. Number 4. Camel Racing, Australia. Australia certainly isn't the only proponent of camel racing, but it does offer 2 of the biggest events across the globe, the Camel Cup, which is held yearly in Queensland. This is a very attractive sport, due to its high prize money of $25,000. Camels can run up to a speed of 65 km per hour, and at 40 km per hour at a constant speed, for longer durations. Camel racing, similar to horse racing, is a popular spectator sport, and betting is encouraged. Competitors often come from areas of the Middle East, such as Bahrain, Jordan, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia. Camel beauty pageants are often held, in conjunction with the races, and sometimes camel products are sold, such as camel milk, and camel meat. Number 3. Yukigassen, Japan. Here's a sport most kids can relate, a giant snowball fight. That's essentially what Yukigassen is. It first originated in Japan, and now it's played across the globe. The name literally means snow battle. The game is played between 2 teams, each with 7 players. When a player is hit with a snowball, they're eliminated from the game. Safety precautions are key. Players wear specialized helmets, with face shields. Before a match, as many as 90 snowballs are made in advance. When the teams hit the court, the fun begins. Competitions are held in Finland, Norway, Sweden, Australia, Canada, Russia, and Alaska. The World Championship is held in Sobetsu every year. Number 2. Kabaddi, Bangladesh. Kabaddi is a contact sport that mixes wrestling and capture the flag. During competition time, a player, known as the raider, runs across the center line of the court and tries to tag players on the opposing team. The raider must not take another breath until they've returned to their side of the court, and will chant Kabaddi under their breath to show that they haven't inhaled. If they fail to tag a player on the opposite team, they won't score a point. Kabaddi is popular in many countries, including India, Pakistan, Japan, and Iran, but Bangladesh has embraced Kabaddi as its national sport. Pro leagues and cup competitions, including the Asia Kabaddi Cup and the Kabaddi World Cup, are increasing the sport's profile around the world. Number 1. Capoeira, Brazil. Sometimes known as the Dance of War, it is a Brazilian martial art that blends dance, music, and acrobatics into a thrilling match. When used for self-defense, it incorporates many sweeps and low moves, but when used as a performance piece, it tends to focus on acrobatics and full cartwheels. It's almost always performed to music, which sets the tempo for the performance. Although its history is debated, it seems to have evolved in Brazil, among African slaves during the 19th century. Today, it is inspiration for many fight scenes in popular movies and TV shows. There is even debate about its influence on breakdancing, with some people seeing it as a forerunner sport. These are just some of the ones we have come across. For sure there's many more that we are still unaware of. Please mention in the comments section below if you have taken part in any other strange or weird sport from whatever location you may be. Leave a like below if you have enjoyed this video.